sea. Cruising waves were wild and free. From the deck we'll see it all. Laughing loud, having a ball. Are you ready? Let's hit the road. Eagle flying, watch us go. Mountain peaks to valleys deep. Every turn a promise we keep. PK Adventure travels in our hearts. Every journey a brand new start. Laughs and smiles on every side. Join the fun, come for the ride. Island hopping, here we come. Sunny skies and beating drums. Finding treasures new and old. Endless stories yet untold. Campfire glow under the stars. Whispers of the moonlit stars. In every corner secret calls. The world awaits in wonder it unfolds. PK Adventure travels in our hearts. Every journey a brand new start. Laughs and smiles on every side. Join the fun, come for the ride.
Well, hello, everyone.
Oh, good evening.
Hi there.
Howdy.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
Well, welcome to our Hump Day
Yep.
PCAT chat.
It's a hump day, all right.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody's doing good tonight. Welcome in here. We are your hosts and hostesses here. For those of you who have joined us for the first time, welcome. Glad to see you. Make sure you hit that hashtag PCAT in the chat so that way you can link up with other creators out there. If you're here on the replay, again, thank you for coming in after the fact and give us a little hashtag replay. And we'd love to see that. But tonight, we are talking shore excursions.
Yeah.
Shore excursions.
Yeah, last month we talked about RV. This month we're talking cruising.
Yep, we are back into cruise mode for February because we love cruises. And February, wait, come on. There we go.
Oh, you got it.
Wait, why do my hearts never come out?
Because you got to do the whole hand.
It's
The
not
whole
that
hand.
bad.
Oh.
Yeah, no cheating.
All right. But yes, we're talking about cruises again here. And we're going to talk shore excursions because there's a lot of options out there. You've got the ship sponsored, you've got third-party sponsored, and of course you've got your own. So that is going to be the topic for this evening.
And we have a poll with those options, so make sure you put in your answer.
Yes, definitely pop in there and put what you guys do when you're on your excursions. But before we get started, we want to welcome everyone into the chat. So super early. Hopefully they're still awake. We've got Sharon and Jackson. Thank you.
Hello there.
Looks like they were bored and tired. So hopefully they stayed awake long enough. And we don't bore you and you didn't doze off.
Yeah. And even if you did, just stay for the whole thing, even if you're asleep. We won't tell.
Yeah.
That's right. We will.
We'll wake you up at the end.
Yeah.
Then we've got KK's Travel and Education
Hello.
Vlogs. Thanks for coming in. I guess they were laughing at some stuff that we were saying there.
Oh.
And then we've got Mike from Cruise Nuts.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
how you doing?
Yep, he's working on his chats there. See, very smart, sir. Very smart. That's how we do it.
Yep.
That is how we do it to run those chats
I
up.
see.
That's what I do on the morning shows
Oh.
for Go Live Together
I
and
see.
all
That's
that.
good.
Yeah, I popped into one of those this week when I had 30 seconds of downtime in my morning for once. Long enough to be like, hey, okay, sorry, guys. Work's calling and I got to get back. But it was I did listen to it today. It was a good show that morning.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk a little bit then, and guess we can start out with ship sponsored tours.
Because
Well, that's what most people are probably familiar with because
most
that's
people
the tradition.
You take those.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there are definitely some pluses and minuses when it comes to ship-based sponsored tours. I guess one of the biggest things that we can talk about is, how easy it is to book through the ship. So that's definitely one of the, the pluses. Not only do you have it as an available option on the website before you go, but if you still don't know what you're going to do, it's right there on the ship too. So
Right. And not only that, the pricing is a big factor with picking your shore excursion.
Yeah.
So pricing for the cruise line is typically going to be inflated.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
third
because
party,
they got to get their piece of it, of course.
they do.
Of course.
Yeah.
They have to
They-
markup.
Yeah.
They do offer a lot of sales throughout the year on shore excursions. So sometimes you can get them at really good price. Like Alaska. We booked ours
Yes.
so early, we got it for a great deal.
Yep.
The rest
Yes.
of our party waited too long and it was
They
just the
double.
price.
for some
It doubled, and then they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was my mom and dad. We told them when we booked, we're like, do it now. And they did decide to wait for a little bit. And then the next thing you know, they were sold out, number one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it boiled down to about a month or so before someone ended up canceling because there was availability again. But like you guys said, it was double.
Double the
what we-
price. Yeah. Per
And
person.
so at that point, it just wasn't viable. In the end, though, they were able to utilize the onboard shore excursion desks
Mhm.
and still find something for a reasonable price that turned out a little bit better as far as wildlife than
Yeah.
ours, because we
Yeah.
still had
Right.
snow. We didn't really see wildlife on ours, but their bald eagle excursion, they saw bald eagles, they saw moose and moose babies and bears with bear cubs. So they still had a fabulous time. She said it was probably her favorite excursion she's ever done.
Yeah.
I like how you said moose babies. You
Yeah,
don't know the
mooses,
term?
Mises, I don't know what they're called.
I don't know what the
Calves?
I think they're actually calves, similar, to bovine.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
thought a moose was a moose.
Well,
Whether
if you have
it's
many
plural-
mooses, then you have mises.
No, it's still moose.
Moosises?
No, it's just
Mooses?
moose.
So plural is moose, right? Like mice and
Moose.
mice and moose and
I
mises.
saw a moose. I saw many moose. It's still just moose.
Okay.
Okay.
But
I've
So-
never seen a moose, so
yeah,
I haven't
So
seen.
what are your
yes,
guys'
I've never seen multiple mooses, nor even a single moose or meese to succumb. Yeah. So exactly.
Yep. So what are your thoughts on ship-based sponsored tours?
They have, they do have a higher cost. You're right. But they've got some serious advantages, as in when something goes wrong, you're going back on that ship. That ship's not leaving without you, and unexpected things go wrong in the world. We've sat on a dock together having dinner, watching like, wow, it's pitch black out. We were supposed to leave an hour ago, to find out it's because of a broken down bus or something. So those people got back safe and sound. So there are some pluses, to doing it. They're especially if you're new to cruising, it's your first, time, when you're going to venture out. There's nothing wrong with sticking what's safe and sound in that respect.
right. And when you
Yeah.
get more familiar with a port, like we've been to multiple times, just
Same
Cozumel,
place.
Coco
Yeah,
Cay,
yeah.
Yeah.
we get comfortable with the area and we know the area is safe, and then we get a little more adventurous and we pick our own little parties to go to.
Exactly.
I also think that not too many people realize that there are shore excursions you can book that are not through the cruise line, but offer the same benefits as cruise line.
Yeah.
Such as short excursions.
Hey,
Correct.
Cruise Bolero, welcome in.
Hey,
How you doing?
How you
you
doing?
Yeah, shore excursion groups
Well,
actually does.
We're not there. We're still talking.
yeah,
about
you guys
it.
jump- wow,
You
talk
guys are
about
just jumping around.
being
We'll talk
right
about
Oh, I
how-
wasn't trying to jump around. I was
was.
simply saying,
Mel was.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
well, I was
I like to
simply
get to the
saying-
point sometimes.
No, that's
yeah,
not what
but
this is all
most
about.
I know.
most people only know what's offered on a cruise because they are not familiar enough that there is another way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mel and I can talk, and you guys too, because you were with us on at least one of the excursions, that it was an advantage going through the ship. So if you guys remember when we did Puerto Plata and we did the dune buggy out in the jungle excursion where we had the
Mhm.
beach time and then we had the dune buggies that we went through through the jungle and had the coffee at Miss Tia's place.
Yeah.
And remember, we got back and they're like, listen, you guys have 15 minutes, wrap it up, go to the bathroom and get on the bus. And those people in our shore excursion group decided at that point they wanted to do a complete sit-down dinner. And we got back to the ship an hour late.
We did.
Yes.
But
And it was
I
still
do
there
remember
for
that.
us.
Yeah.
it was there. Very true.
So,
I actually forgot about that.
so
Oh,
that
I didn't forget about those folks.
I remember it now because we were kind of
we were just pissed. We're
We were
like,
pissed.
really? You're sitting down now for an entire meal when they literally said like 10, 15 minutes tops, we need to get on the bus so we can get back to the ship.
they should have not like served them. I think
I know.
they should have
Well-
told them no and cut it off at a certain point.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I also think that if you're looking for the definite run of the mill, like you want to learn how to make salsa in Mexico, definitely book that through the ship.
Yeah.
You know, you're definitely going to get those experiences, and they offer multiple times throughout the day, so they're not always sold out. You know, Alaska and the train ride was an exception to the rule because it's a long ride.
Yeah.
There's only so much time while you're in port,
Yeah,
but most of them do offer more than one timing. You could go at, you know,
yeah.
8, 1, what have you.
Alaska, you have to book early because
You do.
they fill up quickly.
Yeah. That's
They're
a
limited.
unique area. But yeah, you're right. Like when you're talking about the Caribbean, that stuff is a dime a dozen. And there might be one or two, like when they do the submarine one where there's only so many people that can fit in it. But most of the, swim with the stingrays or snorkeling trips or things like that.
Yeah, some of them there's 7 or 8 times throughout the 6
Right.
hours you're in port.
Right.
And so that's not really a big deal.
And
I
I-
never recommend booking the last time on anything,
No.
just to play play it safe. But you're right. There are always multiple options on those more common events, especially when they're right in port or just barely outside of the port.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you think you probably want to go early if you want to have a little time after in the port, just kind of walk around and do some shopping or whatever. And the other point I wanted to point out, I don't think it's just Alaska you got to book in advance. I think it's probably with any of those bigger, longer cruises or destinations, Alaska, Hawaii, Europe, you probably want to book those things in advance because I can tell you, the Silver Fox, who sometimes joins our channel, is on a wait list for a excursion in Norway with us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because they booked late.
They
booked,
did.
They booked late
Yeah.
and didn't jump on stuff right away after the booking initially. So yeah, they're on a wait list to get to the Rock Quarry for the Northern Lights experience that we're going to.
Correct.
So-
And that already has 2 groups. So it's already 2 different excursions or 2 times, and there's
Right.
still wait lists.
Yeah. And that's unique as well because it is for the Northern Lights and it only happens once every how many years? Because I know CJ's our
Wow.
resident.
The Northern Lights happen all the time. The heightened activity is every 11 years when the
There you go.
sun changes its polar cycles, which happens to be in
Yes.
late 2025 this year.
No, you do not get to call him Ted Mosey because
So
I
you asked.
solicited
I
for
know
that
you asked.
information.
I was teasing.
So you're all
So-
good.
Because you guys are going, on the other side of the country,
Mosey. It's
So
true.
you guys
That's what we
feel-
call them.
you guys felt more comfortable going through the cruise line versus doing a third party.
Yeah, for the first time ever being in Europe
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
leaving the initial country we're landing in. Yeah, that was I didn't think I was worth. Plus, my parents have done this particular itinerary and we're going to be on this particular one, and we're already scheduled to do this. So it wouldn't have made sense to go do it with a third party. Although I'm sure the options exist.
I'm sure, but it's gonna end up being a family affair with a brother-in-law or my brother.
Yeah.
Right. So again, so far we've been talking about a lot of the pros. So
Yeah.
with the shore, so they're definitely there. So
Mhm.
cons, I know Mel has already alluded to one of the cons with the
Mhm.
ship-based one, and that's the cost is generally inflated because you do have some middlemen. But on the flip side, you've got some additional built-in guarantees,
Mhm.
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
But some of the other cons are because a lot of cruisers out there are first-time cruisers, they do tend to gravitate towards the ship tours, which means they're usually more crowded
Yes.
than others. Number one, and number two, Mel and I actually experienced this ourselves. I cannot, for the life of me, remember when or which ship we were on, but if there's not enough interest for that particular excursion, it'll get canceled on you.
Oh, they were with us.
Tell me about it. They
We've been
canceled
there.
my whole swim with the turtles, remember?
That's the one. I
That was
knew there was
so-
something that we had that we
so
signed up
sad.
for, and they canceled on us. That's what it was.
Yeah, because there's only like a third of the available slots of the tour sold.
Yeah.
So yeah, the tour operator told the cruise line that's not enough people for us to do it and canceled it.
Yeah.
So it
we
wasn't
went
the cruise. That was not the
No.
cruise line's doing, for the record.
So
Yeah,
we
we-
have to see a sea turtle in the sea that's not on TV or in a picture.
I
Makes
know.
me so sad.
I know. It's still on your list of things.
Yeah,
dear.
we went to the,
Take me on a weekender. Let's go.
Oh, was that the one? Maybe that was the one. Maybe that was on our 9-day
it was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fort de France that we
Mhm.
ended up doing the botanical garden and
Yes.
stuff like that in
Mhm.
place of the sea turtle swim.
I think that's right. That
Yeah.
sounds right.
So, but again, yeah. So there's one of your cons right there.
Mhm.
You know, is that's potentially an option too.
Mhm.
So, what other cons can you guys think of as far as ship based?
The refund policy. So through the cruise line, if something happens, you're guaranteed your refund. Like if you miss the port or whatever.
Right.
So
That's a pro.
That's a pro, and I'm not allowed to talk about the others.
No, you cannot talk about the other ones. yet.
However, that refund is not always a refund. Sometimes it's just an onboard credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
It's
so that would be a
always an-
con. That would be a con, in my opinion, because maybe you wanted to take that and do something with that money you would have gotten returned to your card in the next port. Maybe you wanted to just go in the port because you know that port and have dinner or something, but you already allocated that money to an excursion, and now it's a ship, credit, and that's all you can use it for. So in my mind, that would be maybe a con. Also, I think that some of them are just run down and jaggedy, and not taking care of janky,
Yeah.
jaggedy, whatever, falling apart.
Yeah.
But
Well, you
back
think
it up
about
with
it.
duct tape.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's like any contractor who's going to bid the lowest to get the business.
Yeah,
For the cruise line is probably what it is.
Well, they have a group of people that actually goes out and finds these excursions and
they do.
contracts and stuff, and they're supposed to continually, monitor the service.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Another
Welcome in, the girls are us. Thanks for stopping by this evening.
hey.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
Another thing I think that would be a con also is on some of our excursions we've done through the ship, you kind of feel like you're just in a cattle call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's really explaining to you the process. No one's really looking for you. You have to go seek them out. You have to wait until everybody shows up. And then when you get there, it's like just a herd of cattle. They're just pushing you as fast as they can to get.
Oh, so larger groups typically.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
but it's not
Larger.
just the larger groups, because sometimes there's like a limit of 24 people. Like
Yeah.
Dune
A
buggies or
decent sized
whatever.
group to guide around if you're a
Well,
Yeah.
sure, but like I don't remember when. Maybe we're in Canada, and there was like hundreds of us, and they just kind of all shoved us
Into the
into a
bus.
bus. And we're like, wait a minute, we're together. Oh no, you got to go on this bus, you got to go on that bus. We had to really argue to say, no, we're together. Put us on the same bus, guys.
Yeah.
I think that's the downfall.
Definitely. All right. So now Mel's been all antsy. We're going to start
Yeah.
talking about third parties.
Well-
But before we do that, I want you guys to feast your eyes on this.
Attention all adventurers and travel lovers. Are you ready to embark on the ultimate getaway? Join PK Adventure Travels for an unforgettable group cruise aboard the brand new MSC World America, a ship that redefines luxury and adventure on the high seas. This is a 7-night Caribbean cruise departing from vibrant Miami, Florida on November 22nd, 2025. Imagine spending Thanksgiving week surrounded by turquoise waters, warm sunshine, and breathtaking destinations. Here's what's in store. Explore the tropical paradise of Roatan, Honduras. Discover the stunning beauty of Costa Maya, Mexico. Dive into the vibrant culture and crystal clear waters of Cozumel, Mexico. And enjoy pure relaxation on MSC's private island, Ocean Cay, where white sand beaches and exclusive experiences await. You don't want to miss this opportunity to cruise, connect, and create memories with like-minded travelers. Whether you're looking for adventure, relaxation, or both, this cruise has it all. Spaces are limited, and this is your chance to sail with PK Adventure Travels and experience the Caribbean like never before. Call now or visit us online to reserve your spot. The countdown to your dream vacation starts now.
Wow, there's commercials in here.
I know. Wow. No. So
yo,
yeah,
yo, yo, Brooklyn in the house.
yeah. Mel jumped the gun, but welcome in Eddie Lugo.
Hey, Eddie.
Eddie!
Yeah.
Wait, I'll do it twice for him.
Yo, 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 Brooklyn in the house.
Too bad, Mike. Yeah, Mel and I, we just want to remind everyone, yeah, we do have that group cruise on the World America. And right now prices are fabulous. They've gone up by $300 a person since we were able to lock in the rate. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to Mellorai.
Mellorai?
Mellorai.
Mel or I or Mel or Rye.
Mellorai.
We'll put, once this live is done and up, it should have our email addresses in there through Expedia. But yeah, let us know. We still have a couple of interior rooms. We have a couple balconies. And I think we have one infinite window available. So definitely reach out to us if you are interested in going. And we will help get you squared away. But brand new ship and super low rates right now.
Yep, they just finished the sea tours. The what is it? The ocean tours.
Yeah, the sea trials.
The sea trials. That's the word I was looking for. Whatever it was called.
Sea trials. They're getting their sea legs.
They're getting their sea legs. They just passed them, I think, in the last week.
That's good. That's good to hear.
That's good to hear.
Excellent. Welcome back in, Sharon and Jackson. Glad we didn't put you to sleep.
You missed the commercial, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then welcome in Lucy Warren's World. Thanks for stopping by.
Hi, Lucy, Warren's World.
Hello.
Love the unicorn.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's move on. So, okay. So we just finished wrapping the ship
base. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on and talk a little bit about third party at this point. So does anyone want to go first? Who wants to lead off this shindig?
I'll lead it off. Sure, I'll go first.
I'm sure it's one of them.
I know.
One of them.
That or
So we have used a couple third party shore excursions.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I like about the third party shore excursions is one beautifully laid out website. You just go in, pick your date, pick your ship, and boom, it gives you a list of all the shore excursions that they're going to offer in each port. And those shore excursions are usually a smaller group, usually a little less expensive. However, if there is not enough interest, like the cruise line, which has happened to us for our fabulous mud bath, they will cancel your tour if there's not enough interest. But in that case, which I think is a benefit, you get your money back on the card that you purchased it on. Mm-hmm. So now if you want to pick another shore excursion, go out to dinner in that port or whatever, you have basically cash in hand. Anybody else?
I like the flexibility with a third party.
Yes.
Smaller groups usually get longer times.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to see more stuff, in my opinion.
I agree.
You're supporting the local people there, and the money goes straight to their pocket, not through a cruise line.
I agree.
And I tend to see with the private excursions as well, there's more unique varieties.
Yes.
Cruise line
Different.
cater towards what are the most popular things in that destination, whereas third parties are like, yeah, we've got that, but there are also some smaller, uniquer, avenues and trips that you can take through the third party.
Right. Like here's where the locals hang out. Come see
Right.
that. Another thing I like about it is someone comes and meets you and picks you up and greets you. You don't feel like just another number in a group.
Follow
They-
the sign. Follow the
Yeah.
sign.
Right. These people know you by name. They're excited to see you. They've sent a car for you or what have you. So you feel a little pampered, I would
Yeah.
say. And I also like that most of them offer the same, guarantees as the cruise line. If you don't go back in time, we will pay the cost to ship you to the next port, or we'll refund your money, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's important to double check that
Those
that's
bottles.
there.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot that, are independent that don't have that guarantee, but you go through some of the major third party sites like Shore Excursions groups being one of them.
Yeah.
That is something that is generally going to be in there, that they're going to be guaranteeing and assisting with reconnecting with the ship if they are the ones responsible for the delay.
One other thing is sometimes the transportation is a little bit better. You're not in a big bus, packed with people. Sometimes it's more of maybe a smaller van or something like that. So you don't feel like
smaller
a cat.
van.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of the big examples of a third party that we do, and this one doesn't fall within the Shore Excursion group one, but when we go to Costa Maya,
Yes.
we now do Maya Chan Beach Resort, which is its own individual thing.
Right.
Now, I mean, in fairness to that, okay, we learned about that through our royalty pinnacle times a million family members who also probably are kings and queens at the Maya Chan Beach Club. They even renewed their vows there. So one of the things we do love about it is they really know us when we go. Like they know us by name. They remember us every time.
Mm-hmm.
But even when you're not someone that they're very familiar with, it's really cute to walk up to they walk you to your cabana and you have this cute little sign welcoming you, and they really make you feel like family there. And that is one thing that I think that versus what was the other one in Cozumel?
Like Mr. Sancho's.
Yeah. It's,
The ones that you can sometimes do through the ship, actually, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not. This is more customized. So that's nice. But in those cases, like the Maya Chan Beach Club, which people will now know how to find it because we've suggested it. But if they didn't know, you got to know where to look for these things, right? And that's why some of the websites we've used before are great websites or great tools to use, because they don't just offer their excursions. They also tell you a little information about what's around.
Yeah. And we used the Shore Excursion group for, was it just the deep sea fishing in Barbados, or did we also use it for another one?
No,
I feel
there
like
were
we used them
two.
for more than one.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is off the top of my head because we did so many in that short span.
Well, we were going to use them for the mud spa.
Oh, for the mud bath at the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But then our port
Before-
got changed.
The port
Our
got
port got changed, and we
Yeah.
ended up
We did the
using them
other-
for a different excursion at the port. And I'm pretty sure that was the botanical gardens. That was not through the cruise line.
Yeah, that one I was looking forward to, and I know you were too, Kristen.
I was really looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was because they had to rearrange ships because of engine problems on one of the ships, and so
Yeah.
Well, it
modified that
shouldn't have been
itinerary
our
and then
problem.
modified our itinerary.
Shouldn't
But
have been our problem.
here or there,
Shouldn't have
that's
been,
what it was. But
We miss St. Lucia.
I know. We got to book.
However, I must say, we met a very great friend from St. Lucia on that very cruise.
mhm.
Oh yeah.
Sarah,
Yeah. Sarah,
who still contacts us today.
Yep,
Yeah.
she does. Her and Christine can still keep in contact, and
Nice.
you know,
Nice.
Yep.
But so that's what you get with the third party, and we usually do kind of a little, back and forth. Really, it depends on what's going on in that port and what we feel
if we've
like
been there before, done
Yeah.
done the ship based ones already. Exactly.
Yeah.
then we might branch out.
I think we
and
always
see
start looking at the cruise sponsor ones, and then we
Mhm.
start looking on our own after that.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, so I guess last but not least, although it technically wasn't on the title here, you've got your own individual exploration.
Yes.
Whew, that's the one that we see the most fun, that everybody knows, called Pier Runners.
Yeah.
Pier Runners. And
Oh,
if you
I
haven't
really-
done that,
I
just
really
Google
think-
Pier Runners and you'll have a blast.
I really think that the pier runners are the ones who sat at Senior Frogs all day and drank yards.
Probably.
They probably never even left to explore.
No.
But
Yeah.
you know what? That's going to be a great story. You're like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
remember that one time I was like almost, left by the cruise ship?
Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah.
had a great
Yeah.
time.
You
I
know.
guess it's another good thing to mention, because I also think a lot of it is time change. Because usually
Yeah.
when you're leaving out of, Tampa, Miami, one of those, or even out of Galveston, there's going to be a time shift as you get into the Caribbean, and you always need to stay on ship time. So I bet you a lot of those people we
Forget.
lost an extra hour and they left their phone on automatic update or they're watching
Update.
automatic update, and now they're on land
Local time.
island time
Yeah.
versus cruise ship time. So they're an hour delayed getting back, and the ship's already pulled up the gangway and heading out by that time.
Which is probably a pro tip when you're doing something like that. Like my jam, for example, make sure that you tell them in plenty of time to get back to where you got to go, because Maya Jan doesn't pull you directly back to the ship. You still got to walk through the port and leave time for that. And when you are not thinking about ship time and you're just thinking, how much time can I spend at this fabulous place? When you get there, it's always best to say, oh, but I got to leave at this time to make sure I'm back by 4 o'clock.
Yeah, and I think most of us do the same thing, and that's we tend to do at least a 2-hour before all on board at minimum. If we're
Right.
only like 45 minutes away or something like that, but if it's a longer trip, we usually budget 3 hours to account for any type of delay. And then, hey, if you make it back and you got the full 3 hours, great. I can walk around in the port for a little
We can
bit
go
and
shop, Christy.
Oh,
not stand in
You
a
mean-
long line to run on the very end.
you mean like that one time in Jamaica?
Like that one time in Jamaica.
that we broke down.
We
Yes.
broke down on the side of the road, waited for a car forever.
Hey, Marcia. Thanks for coming.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, Marsha.
But yes, Jamaica was a perfect example
Yeah.
where we went out on our own,
Yep.
found a cab. Hey, we'll give you whatever it was, $20 or $30 a person or a
Yeah,
couple.
it was,
or
it was
something like
definitely more than that. Yeah.
I know.
That was an expensive cab ride to sit on the beach while people
And-
kept offering us pineapple pot.
Yeah.
Pineapple.
But it was one of those where we paid them for the group to go out. They were going to take us shopping to the beaches and things like that. And the car broke down on the other side of the island.
Mm-hmm.
But because of how we planned it and when we were expecting to get back, we luckily were able to sit in that little area until the other car came and picked us up.
Right.
But we still had plenty of time once we got back because we had already aimed to be back way early. And
Yeah. We had budgeted for the unexpected.
Yeah. But you definitely have to take that into consideration for sure.
Absolutely.
yes, Eddie, CJ can try to describe to you what he meant by that comment without us getting in trouble.
Yeah, it's not an upside down pineapple thing. That would have.
Yeah.
That's not where I was going with that.
Remember,
No.
dear, you have to describe it. You can't say the word.
I can't say what word.
The word that it actually is.
So it was green leafy
Just call it
shreds of
pickles.
things with
Just call it
shredded
pickle.
pineapple leaves in it, combined, offered to us in a method where we might inhale it
Perfect.
on a
Perfect.
repetitive basis every time a local walked by and wondered why we're four, gringos hanging out on the beach. Yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect description.
Mhm.
Let's just say what he's talking about is legal in a few states.
including the one we're in, which is why I can't understand why we can't say
It's
it.
not legal in Florida.
It's
Well,
not
it is
legal
with the
for
card. It is
Even
with
though
that
we
card.
mostly voted it to be legal, it didn't have enough
Yeah, it
votes.
didn't pass.
Yeah. But yeah, like CJ said, they shred pineapple and combine it, and so
Yeah, that's how they flavor it there. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it's better than cutting it with, God knows what other drugs you get on the street. But
right.
Yeah.
So
All right, well, we have to wrap it up.
all right, yeah. Actually, we're near the end of our time, so let's close
Yeah.
out the poll. Let's see what we
Before
got.
we go, I just want to say thanks to everybody who's been kind of supporting me and giving me likes and hearts and comments on the TikTok. I know they're silly, but it's
I
my
like your TikToks. I don't have an account, so
and I never
looked-
downloaded it on my phone before they took it away.
But
And
I-
I'm not
I've been
spending
looking at it.
$10,000 on eBay to get an old phone that has the app on there. Not happening.
well,
Yeah.
it's really been my way to kind of build up my confidence. So I really appreciate all the support, and I just wanted to say thanks, guys.
Yeah, that is awesome. All right, so let's look at our poll. So what we have as far as our breakdown on our poll is 66% of you guys are brave and go on your own.
Pier
Oh.
runners.
Too bad we didn't have a sub question like, do you consider yourself a well-experienced cruiser?
True.
To go with that, I'm just wondering what the correlation of that breaks down to.
Yeah. Then we got 16% that do ship sponsored, 16% that do a mixture of all three, and no one really does too many just straight up third parties. So
Oh, well, but we highly recommend it. You should try it.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially if you've been to the port a couple of times. Exactly,
Right.
it's a good way to like Jamaica. You get there and you're like, I'm in Nassau. Or sorry, you're in Nassau, and you're like, I don't really need to get off the ship here for the 12th time to see, the senior frogs at the end.
I'm still
type of
trying to
thing.
find something good to go to in Bahamas. I
Yeah.
know there's a resort that opened recently that you could pay to get a day pass.
yeah, I mean, and Atlantis is way too expensive for the short amount of time you're ever in Nassau.
Yeah, it's just
Right.
never a good value.
Maybe it's time to explore a third party through shore excursions or something like that to see if there is something, because we've done the catamaran to go
We've all
snorkel.
snorkeled everywhere.
We've done the walk around the straw market. We've done one that took us out to this little island that was just a beach day on a little island somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. If it was available in Nassau at this point, we've probably done it.
Yeah.
yeah. Now the new thing that's coming out that's specific to Royal Caribbean is their new
Their new
day
one.
day club that they're
Mhm.
doing. And
Yeah.
I saw that even though the price is like $60 or $70 a person, we've seen a sneak peek that also includes upscale menus as well as booze. And so it's not the drink package from you. It's included in your price to get booze when you go to the private little peninsula beach thing that they have.
Little sink or swim action at Royal Caribbean.
At least that's what behind the scenes are showing that's coming out to the TAs.
Mhm.
We'll see if it changes when it goes live, but it was talking about it's inclusive of all of your drinks for the day pass here. So
Well, that would be fun.
Yeah.
it'd be definitely fun
that
to-
could make it worthwhile then if you didn't grab this, because for 3 day you don't always grab the drink package.
No, but just remember that one is open to Nassau residents as well, or it will be. That was the deal they made to make that beach for Royal.
I didn't see that on our stuff.
I didn't know
on
that
Yeah,
part.
that's
They
been
didn't-
that.
They didn't mention that in any of our stuff on the TA side.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
been
didn't
that way
think
since
it.
the beginning. Yeah.
Good thing. So,
So-
well, we'll have to research and follow up on that in another chat.
Yeah.
Yep, Marcia.
Yeah.
I'll check out a resort for a day.
Yeah, we'll definitely check that out because I've heard that there are several resorts that are there, and I definitely saw the last time we were there, right next to where Senor Frogs is on the other side, looked like a resort for a day that was right there that you could walk to as well.
Because I'd be
Yeah,
okay to sit at the beach.
So
There's also the new one next to Atlantis. I forget what it's called, but it's newer.
Are we eating on anybody's time here?
I don't know.
I
Let me check. If we are, then I want to wrap this up.
Wrap
So
her up.
keep talking.
yeah. So if you got any recommendations for Bahamas, send them our way because I am sure we're gonna get stuck in. I mean, we'll be going to Bahamas again on one of our cruises.
I'm sure we will.
CJ and I also did one where we just took a cab to the beach. Remember?
Yeah.
We took them with those people who are not.
Who we don't.
anymore.
Yeah, who we're not hanging out. Yeah.
But they were
Those people who were friends at the time.
Those people
Yeah.
that didn't work out. Yeah.
Yeah, all I wanted to do was have a cocktail out of a pineapple, and they were just floored that I went ahead and bought a pineapple at the beach, not knowing what they were putting in my drink. And I was like, that's what they're about.
Eddie said there's no times on YouTube.
Yeah, there's no times on YouTube, but I'm showing Controversial Cruising is live right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should probably wrap it up and send everyone right over to them.
Yep. Controversial Cruising is on right now. So go over to him.
I'm actually going to put the link.
A newer cruise ship, really better? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not always, but sometimes.
Yeah. So give them a PCAT raid. But it looks like Scott and Wormstrong Adventures are going live, like Mel said, talking about our newer cruise ships really better. So thanks again. Any final thoughts before we close it out here?
Yep. Just keep an open mind about shore excursions. Third parties can sometimes be the best ones.
Yeah, I agree.
They definitely have some variety that you don't find on the ship sometimes.
And if nothing else, it's a perfect nap on a day where you don't catch anything.
Exactly. It's
No.
expensive boat ride.
It was a very expensive boat ride in
It was
Barbados.
a very expensive nap on that deep sea fishing charter.
Yeah. All right, everyone.
Guys.
Thanks again so much for joining us. We'll be back next week talking about some more cruise-related industry news and just having a blast together on our Hump Day chat.
Later.
So later, everyone. We'll see you next time on
Scenic
The
route.
scenic route. We
Yes, I
really
did not
need
make a button again yet, CJ.
Yeah, I get it.
Bye, everybody.